Hello everyone. Welcome to Life Lesson YouTube channel. For lines, a small boy sat in the dark with dreams bigger than his room. He had no money, only patience and broken pieces. Every night he tried to make a tiny light for his mother and for his studies. What would you do if the world laughed at your first try but kept trying anyway? Kabir was 16 and lived in a small village where the nights were mostly dark. His home was simple. His mother worked for others sewing and chewing betel leaves, returning home with tired hands. His father took odd jobs and rarely had time to rest. Money was always missing, and the house often stayed without a single bright lamp. Kabir loved to read. He loved the idea of light, not the lamp, but what it meant. Light meant his mother could mend clothes at night. Light meant he could study after chores. He could not buy a lamp. He decided to build something of his own. He began collecting old wires, broken radios, dried batteries, and scraps from the village trash. People called him silly. Children pointed. A neighbor said, "You will waste your time." But Kabir smiled and kept gathering pieces. At first his work failed. The wire burned, the lamp flickered, batteries leaked. He felt the sting of failure each night. Once his father scolded him and asked him to help with heavier work. His mother cried softly when parts broke because buying new parts was impossible. Kabir sat by the dried river and thought maybe he was wrong. But then a wise old man from the village visited. He watched Kabir carefully and said, "Mistakes are not the end. They are lessons wrapped in dust." Kabir listened and learned. Each failure taught him what not to do. He rewired. He tightened. He learned to test a small piece before moving on. They laughed. They said his lamp would never glow. But every night he tried again. He studied the smallest things, learned why a circuit failed, learned how to bend a metal strip so it touched just right. Progress was slow but real. One rainy night, the family needed light for a work order. Kabir worked under the weak moon. His hands trembled. He connected the last wire, closed his eyes for a heartbeat, and turned the switch. For a second, nothing. Then a warm, small glow appeared. It was not perfect, but the light shone on his mother's hands as she stitched. His father stood in the doorway quiet. The neighbors who had laughed came to see. Kabir's chest swelled. He did not shout. He only watched his mother's face soften as she saw the light. Months later, a small fair announced a competition for young inventors. Kabir took his simple lamp, held it in a scrapwood box, and walked to the town center. Judges tested many machines. When they reached Kabir's lamp, they watched how it used only recycled parts and worked steadily. The room quieted. They did not expect such simple magic. He won. Victory did not change Kabir overnight, but it changed the path. The prize money paid for a small kit. People who once mocked now asked him to teach their children. His family faced fewer dark nights. More important, Kabir learned a deeper truth. Effort matters more than applause. The smallest light, made from broken things, brought hope and steady work. Never give up is not only a slogan. It is a choice to stand, learn, and try again. Ask yourself what small piece you can fix today that will light your life tomorrow. If this story touched you, like this video and share it with someone who needs to keep trying. Comment below with your own small victory. Subscribe to Life Lesson for more quiet stories that change the way you see failure and hope.